All right, folks, we're going to try to just an update on swipe. So basically, it hit the top of the zone. Um, it didn't quite hit 90 cents. I thought it was going to be a little deeper into the zone because of all these wicks here. See all these wicks, but price essentially hit the top of the zone. Now, I personally did not get any because it didn't hit my exact buy orders, and another reason behind that is that a little. I'm still a little bearish on it. The overall trend to me still says possibly back down to this zone of 120 from this wick here. Wicks. So this is an important level that I had to regain in a lower time frame, which it did. Now I posted another video indicating a play from this area here. I will have to switch over to the other chart. Now, if it regains 2.4 basically, or even $2 comes up here and consolidates, I believe it's going to go near back all-time highs. At this point now, let's see how far down it retraced. I would love for it to hold the 140 and the 150s, consolidate along those lines before it makes another attempt to go higher. But this is a great play if anyone took it. I personally did not take it, for disclosure. I'm tied up already, and a few alts. Well, not a few alts, but in one play that I messed up, so I was not able to take this trade. Again, guys, this is for the closure. I'm all about transparency, so I don't want to give you the perception of something that's not. But anyway, that's a side note. So let's go to the weekly. Now, one thing I was alluding to, see, I was hoping this candle was going to happen somewhere here. This candle actually happened here. This to me is a bullish candle, like this one here. Now, has this downtrend been reversed in a high time frame? That's something that I'm not so certain of, but I know in the high time frame is reaching the midpoint. Now, if price gets above RSI level 57 and 60, claims that, I believe it's going to go higher. But this midpoint was critical to me. Usually in a high time frame, comes down to midpoint, bounces off that, makes some sort of rally. Now it's wait and see. And again, this is the level I will look at, and obviously anything below 152 to me seems like it's going to come back down to this level here a little deeper before it makes a swipe type of move up. And of course, it all depends what BTC is doing. So this is a nice candle. I just wish this candle was somewhere here with a wick down to the 50 cents level. All right, so let's look at it. I think I was alluding another video of 3 crows or something like that. Monthly, we still have a red candle. My only concern here is that it's just correction, an impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. Almost took out these highs. Again, if it goes above $2, I believe this trend has been reversed. But right now, we just got to wait and see. I know the dollar is dropping, so we could have a little nice pump. So you see this here, we can have something like that here. But this comes back down here, consolidates along here like it did here before it goes up. How high would it go? Well, it will have to go above 210. To me, it would be 2.4 in a lower time frame, and possibly back up to 2.8 and 3.2. So that's my idea. This is sort of a hanging man, but I've seen this type of candles before to scare people off. Price comes down, just consolidates around here before it makes another attempt high, or like I said, in a higher time frame, it will do something like this, but on this area here. Comes down, consolidate before it goes up again. Let's look at it, the 12-hour. This is a dragonfly doge or something, but this is almost indicates reversal. So if it does come down again, it should come down around these levels: 127, 135. Let's see. This is where I was trying to play this range. I was zooming too low of a time frame to obviously see that this level had been flipped. And I was telling everyone a clear break of $2 go long, but it is what it is. So basically, when the coin was, when it came down here, I thought this was basically a bullish candle, hammer candle. That happened, came down, make a second attempt, and I felt that once it regained this level, this was the key level for it to go long. That level never got regained, it got sold off. So you can read my notes there. So it actually went below these levels that I was looking at initially up here. I didn't think it was going to break below $2, but if it did, I thought it was going to be bearish. So you see this here, this we could possibly be having here again, and possibly in a high time frame before we have another sell-off. Again, I'm just a little too bearish. I'm just a little too biased on that because of what everyone expects BTC to do. BTC pumps, everything's going to pump with it. Things would just retrace a little bit before they just continue higher. Like I said, I've seen this pattern before. It's going to come down. If it can hold this level here, 148, that'd be key, but I think it might retrace a little longer. But this to me was a tough resistance. I didn't see passing this level at all. And when I did the previous chart, I was trying to tell folks just trade it level to level. So let's go look at that chart over here. We'll come back to this one. Was it this one or this is not this chart? All right, so let's look at this in a high time frame. Now, I wasn't even looking at this chart until price began to move a little bit, and I told everyone if it holds $1.15 with a stop loss below, that would be ideal to go long. Now, if I would have been looking at this chart from an earlier perspective, we possibly could have anticipated this zone to hold. Once it regained the zone here, we could have gone long. There's different ways to play it and different ways how to see the chart. One would have been, okay, it's been support, it's been rejected, supplied, it's fell to close above the zones. It tried again, it came here, it got bought up. So when it eventually comes back down, it should be strong enough support that we can have our stop loss below and anticipating price to pump. If it breaks below here, price will definitely will come all the way back down to these levels here. And like I was indicating on this weekly candle, I wanted this to happen here. Just basically, I wanted that candle to be here with a wick here. Basically, in the lower time frame, come here and then close back up above this level. So it kind of wicked into the zone that I was looking at, but not quite that. So, I was being a little too tight on my entry levels. I'm just trying to build this for staking and long-term position. So that's why I'm trying to maximize my entries. So now let's go down to a low time frame. Now, I felt that this level needed to gain to go higher. So the fact that this level was gained is actually pretty good on a lower time frame, but it's showing a little weakness on a high time frame like this level may now hold. Yeah, but let's see if it consolidates a little bit more before it makes an attempt to go up to $2. But I know in the other chart I said I possibly think that this is going to come here and just come down before it makes another attempt higher. So right now, I guess just be a little cautious. Don't go right into this. Don't go right into it. Just wait for price to develop in a lower time frame. The high time frame, it's a little unsure what it wants to do. But it went into this consolidation zone that led to this breakout of this price, and then later on it became again distribution supply before a sell-off. So that's the rejection basically. That's the reason we got the rejection. So let's see if this builds on this side before it makes an attempt higher. I know on this chart over here, I'm saying that this is a rejection. It's basically the same level I have, which I believe this level, if it holds this level, consolidates along this level here, I believe it's going to make another attempt to go up here. Now, if it breaks this level, so we play level by level. In the lower time frame, if you can take an entry here, or stop loss here, I believe that'd be a little bit of a high risk. Just wait for price to develop. A clean breakout of 175, basically you can play it to 210 and 24. But I think what's going to happen is this is going to come along here, come here, break down, come here before it goes up again. Now, as long as it maintains a higher low from this point here, which I think it will. Now, I don't know how high it's going to bounce. That's the question. So we go down to the 4-hour. So this is a level. It came up. I told folks 115. It basically went down to 112. So someone could have entered here, could have had their stop loss. Someone would have entered here, would have had the stop loss below here. We would have had to go to the 12-hour to try to find the stop loss would have been down here. Even though my stop loss, I hate doing them too wide. So you came to say you would have gotten back in at 115, your stop loss would have been 5%, which is usually the area I look for, but even then, I consider it to be too high. So I probably would have gone stopping out. Folks probably would have gone stopping out, so it probably would have been below this wick here. So we almost would have gone stopped out. But I think around here, I was telling a friend of mine to just wait for price to come down, consolidate on the zone with stop loss below. We look at it, hindsight, burst, pierced through here, came back to retest. On the retest, you would just play long with stop loss here. At this point, I thought it was going to be a little sell-off. I was telling my buddy to re-enter around these levels. It didn't come back down. It basically did sort of a rounded retest. Rounded retest, held the support. So this became a demand. And price from there just took off. And this was the pump on the announcement that they had been audited and that basically, basically the Venus protocol was going to be launched. And so I was basically the governing body for it. So as you see here, it has to get above this midpoint. That's why I said, to be conservative, I say 175. Looking at it here in the lower time frame, yep, 175. But if it comes here, it claims this zone here on 173. You can go long back up to the zone here. Again, this is a tough zone to flip. So if it flips this area here, just wait for it to consolidate along here, do something like this. But instead of doing that, it was just pump upward. So where we at? See this here? It went up. So we want the same to be done on this side. So what we want for this side to occur is, or dips here, like I said, in the other chart, it gains it. If it dips here, you can have your stop loss here. It's a little too wide. Or you can wait. Once it regains this level, you go long with your stop loss below. Wait for it to consolidate. If it does a little more consolidation like this, have your stop loss below. You want to be conservative. Wait for the breakout of this candle, go along here. Or if it breaks down, wait for the support level to hold. You enter around here with your stop loss below here. If it's here, wait for this level to be regained and go long. So those are the scenarios that could occur. Now, what would have occurred? Strong candles. Could this happen now? Possibly. But this to me is a tough resistance. Guys, I'm pretty confident if it gains $2, I think it's going back up to here. I actually thought it was going to play up to $10 eventually before we had this massive sell-off. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to come here, consolidate, swipe up. It didn't happen. Once it broke that, I was bearish. I thought it was coming here and then ultimately here on a wick or something like it happened in a lower time frame. Even the 2-day here. Okay, something like that. let's go back over here. Let's go look at it from the EMA's perspective. So a little confluence. Sitting in the 200 EMA right now on a daily. Is being rejected by the 55 EMA, which is the purple one. The black one is the 100 EMA. So price is being pinched. So I believe now looking at this price here, these EMAs, price should hold along these bands here. So we're talking about 147. So price should hold along this band, consolidate, go back and forth. I think it hits that 200 EMA again, it might get rejected. Anything above under 147, just stay bearish. That's why I'm trying to look at it from both perspectives. I just gave you the scenarios on how it could possibly play out. But I know I'm going back and forth, and higher time frames telling me it might come back down here as long as maintain a higher low from this point here before it makes an attempt to go up, to have these EMAs come down and take price with it. Let's look at it on the weekly. As a 10 and 20 EMA, prices being pinched in. So basically, we're going to have an imminent move pretty soon. It's either going to be one large candle up or one large candle down. That's basically what's going to happen. Prices being pinched. And again, this is this 0.50 at the midpoint breaks that. I think it's going to be one large candle basically. I used the percentage BB line, so this is like a double top, bearish divergence here. So price rose on the lower point here. So that's a bearish divergence. Now, if you can just get along this area here, just consolidate before it makes a push up. Regains $2, guys. I believe it's going to go back up to near 5 and possibly $10, depending on what BTC does. All right, this is my outlook. Neutral, cautiously bullish, but still bearish overall, based on BTC. All right, I hope this was helpful. Leave any comments, any feedback. You want any clarification, just let me know. Almost before I left, I forgot to do the BTC pair. Not this one. So it's being rejected off this, basically this order, this bullish order block. Supply zone that led to the sell-off, so that's the rejection. Again, is this making lower lows, lower highs, or this trend being reversed? That's the question. I would like for it to consolidate, regain this level. Regains this level here, basically 1700 sats. I think it's good to go. Let's look at it. KuCoin has the longer historical price. And same thing. This is the key level it must gain, guys. Conservatively, has to get above 1700 sats. The fact that it claimed this level is pretty good. So let price retrace, consolidate. If price retraces, consolidate along this band here, I think it's good to go. Or just stop loss below there. Let's just let price retrace. So we can do two things. Let price retrace, consolidate through this, or it goes up, regains this level. On the retest of it, you go long, or you play conservative. Go up, retest, go long. Or let's say it claims it here, consolidates, and then go long. But in any of these scenarios, to me, it's bullish, unless we have a huge deviation, consolidate, sells off. We can have a huge deviation. We can have a continuation pattern. So that's what I'm saying. Just be cautiously bullish. I wouldn't enter anything now. Just leave a few percentage on the table to make sure, to make sure you don't get left, holding something you may want to possibly get at a lower price. Okay. To me, it has to flip 1700 sats, 17 and 500 sats for this trend to be reversed. I did this fibs way back, and there's a confluence of fibs right here. So that was the zone that I felt I needed to get to go higher. I thought I was going to make a second attempt here, but it never did. So we have an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. This is correction for another impulse, but this trend has been reversed. You know, so that's the question right now. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm still bearish overall until it flips this level here. And I think that trend will be reversed. So, like our folks, again, leave any comments, any feedback. I welcome all feedback. All comments are welcome. Constructive criticism, what I could do better. I hope I was concise. I hope I was able to communicate what I was trying to, my point. I hope I was clear. And again, guys, leave any feedback and comments are welcome. If anyone wants any specific chart to be charted, you guys can send me a message and I'll try to get to it when I have some time. That's it.